October. I've been studying with this guy from the academic year 17 to 18, and we were studying our HNC and additional support needs. We were in placements in the care sector. We then decided to go on and do our degree together in learning difficulties. This guy has been working in the care service with vulnerable people, young men, ex-offenders out of prison. He's a YouTube channel which is a business where he charges for coaching young men into how to be the best version of the alpha male that they can possibly be. He talks about, and excuse my language here, he talks about how, way back in time, men and women really, deep down, all they wanted to do was shag. And it's Western society's fault for socialising fat fucking feminists into thinking they don't want to be shagged, but deep down we do. And Addy pays men to learn how to do that in exploitative, manipulative and coercive ways. Because of the legalities around what he was doing, there's a bit of a grey area, and this grey area needs to be rubbed right out. My college didn't know what to do, the uni didn't know what to do. The police took it under investigation, but it was only through me phoning in a radio show anonymously and BBC Radio Scotland acting on it, and BBC Radio The Social making a video about it, that in the last couple of days it's become public knowledge, and now he's been arrested, and now the police have issued a statement, and now the college has issued a statement. I've got some peers here today through from Fife who've been studying with this guy since last year, who were unaware that they were sitting in a class with this guy. They're angry. They're angry, but they understand why I had to keep it quiet. I had to keep it quiet because I didn't want him just to bolt and for there to be no repercussions. I wanted to see some change and for him to get his comeuppance. Now, okay, he's been arrested. What about all the other guys? Watch, honestly, his YouTube videos, he's walking up and down this very street. Sucky Hall Street, chatting up young girls. There's a thing called a pick-up artist diary. I had to look up all the lingo. LMR. What the hell's LMR? Last minute resistance. Oh, see, what that is imagine you walk up to a young girl and you say, sorry for stopping you, but you've just got the most beautiful eyes I've ever seen, right? And she's a wee bit taken aback and a wee bit embarrassed, and she's like, all right, thanks very much. If he thinks he's got her hooked, he does something called negging. And that's quickly to throw in a negative comment to get on the back foot. So for example, he might say, oh, sorry for stopping you, your eyelashes are gorgeous, you've got the most beautiful eyes. Are they false? It's to bring her self-esteem down a wee bit. It's all very tactical. He's been hiding behind pseudoscientific terminology. He calls himself a social scientist. But I'll tell you what, he's been studying social care to get a degree, to give him more kudos. And all these wingmen are still here. Here. They could be standing here tonight. You need to make your mothers, your sisters and your daughters aware that this is, as we said earlier, it's not a Glasgow problem, it's not a Fife problem, it's not an Abertay Uni problem, it's not a Scottish problem, it's a world problem, and we have a duty for our future children, especially our young boys, to teach them, don't grow up to be a man like that. It's wrong, it's funny, it's not funny, it's not a game. Addy, a game, your game's up. Yeah, is there anyone else who would like to say a thing?
Hello there everyone. I'm a male, and I can say right off the bat that any sort of behaviour that IDA Game has been putting across to anybody within this area, it's not, as Donald Trump would describe, locker room talk. It's not, as IDA Game would describe, a bunch of guys talking about a bunch of girls. It is right off the bat shameful, predatory, and totally unacceptable. I'm a male standing here, and I've heard stories about IDA Game for over a year. There are pictures of him online coercing women. There are videos of him persuading women to sleep with him if they have boyfriends, if they're resisting, if they don't have time, all sorts of different things. There's even photographs of him on a Halloween event dressed as a terrorist and a member of the Taliban. Why is this individual still walking the streets for several years? Why is this individual allowed to behave in this way, of all places, right here in the city centre? Now, I know IDA Game has been arrested from what I hear, and I know he's not here at the moment, obviously, but I want to make sure that that means he's not here in a year's time, that he's not here in a year and a half's time, that they don't arrest him and he's back out in 6 months on bail and he's back around here. We have a duty as the people of Glasgow. They say people make Glasgow. Well, it's our duty to let everybody know in all of these shopping centres and all of these clubs and all of these bars that if you see this individual walking down the street, if you see him approaching women, if you see the women trying to get away from him, being reluctant and not having consent, then they should make it clear that he is banned and he is not allowed around these places, that it's unacceptable for this kind of person to be allowed to operate or behave anywhere in this great city of ours, which is Glasgow. So, thank you very much. I'm a male, and from the moment I heard about this, I wanted to come out, not just, because there was other women involved who were setting up this event, not just because it was here in Glasgow, it's because I'm also a male, and I and plenty of others believe that there are a lot of men out there who also agree that this is unacceptable, and we're here to stand with you. Thank you.
Thank you. So people make Glasgow, and people make Glasgow safe. I've got somebody else. What's your name? Figures.
Hiya. I am actually. I've been very angry about rape culture since I was very young. I grew up in a place that wasn't as supportive as Glasgow, even though Glasgow still has its issues. I wrote a poem about experiences from when I was 12. So at 12, I'm walking to school when two young men make me the fool. They shout, "Got big tits for a schoolgirl, keep your cool girl. Your breasts are their toys, boys will be boys." Thinking I might get some peace when camping with my 7-year-old niece, playing on a rope swing in a dirty ditch, while a boy of 13 calls her a bitch. Threats and insults I stop myself saying, "Hey girl, the boy was just playing." While the hard part of camping should be the lack of sleep, but no, that boy's friend felt entitled to peep at my 13-year-old boobs. Did he even have pubes? Silly girl, the boy is just watching you blossom. Don't overreact as he touches your bottom. My friend and I walk home in the hot summer sun, dressed appropriately for all such fun. A car beeps loudly as men duel at their dashboard. My friend is upset and then yells, "Bastard." "No," I laugh at her because I know something like that should make us glow. Girl, suck it up and don't you dare protest. Boys appreciate your figure at its best. Pubescent, childlike and underage, teenage girls on a stage. Still just 13 and at the beach with my friends, swimming and laughing, hoping summer never ends. We play, splash, laugh, dance, bathe, and honestly, we could not care less about our modesty until cars beep and men start to stare. Children cover up because we care. Take it as a compliment. Your figure is an accomplishment. At 16, with a stranger in my home, an uncomfortable time to be alone, he had come over with a cruel intention. I felt so sick, but I did not mention. I was not ready, I was scared. He guided me up the stairs. Though quickly I had had enough, he decided this virgin liked it rough. Silly girl should not have let him in. You know that you are tempting. 16, and I felt safe with my first boyfriend, though naked photos he'd pressured me to send, and he insulted the pictures of me. He now controlled me. I was not worthy. Underage dirty texts, forced anal sex. Lying to those close to me, he played the role of loving me, and he played it well. 19, and I'm on a girls' holiday, walking on my own. My friends were so far away. A group of men were driving round me fast. One smacked my bum when they went past. Now I live in constant fear of cars and scooters changing gear. You do not get to moan. You should not have been walking on your own. The next day, we went to a party at the beach. 3 drinks for all, 1 cup each. I had engaged in a small flirtation, but to my friends I now had a reputation. He took my cup and got me a drink. Something slipped in while I indulged in a blink. Taken from the party and my friends, this is where my memory ends. Apart from flashes of sexual violence, most of my recall is just deafening silence. I woke up being sick and feeling paralysed. Never will these events be truly clarified. Why was I naked and where were my clothes? Hard to find in my sickly doze. When I found my phone, I called my friends and was sorry. They wanted me back, they couldn't handle the worry. I found my way back to where it began, but nobody was around apart from a man who'd returned to fetch something he'd forgotten, but found me scantily clad and my face all sodden. He drove me back to our villa where I remained on my phone, promoted his Instagram and left me alone. My friends met me outside as I got out the car and cried. I was just a mess, my friend got me dressed. The night after, as I had a wee, I pulled a condom out of me. Fears were confirmed as once I was unstoppable. So how did this happen again? How was this possible? The memory that upsets me the most is after this my friend held me close and I wept because I knew what happened, but I could still continue to imagine. When I got home, I met my sister. She comforted me with hugs and a gentle whisper. She phoned me in sick to work, and the beginning of guilt began to lurk. I met with doctors and police, but panic only increased as my insides were investigated. 6 months for results, I waited. We found DNA. My hope was annihilated. My body had been completely violated. I was so overwhelmed that I didn't press charges, but I knew it was a crime regardless. Regardless of the questioning of how much I drank, regardless of queries to how low my top sank, regardless of previous sex I'd had, regardless of whether I was just mad, regardless. I'm going to stop the poem there because it's pretty long, but thank you.